What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning into this episode of Twin Finance. My name is Jackson. Today, we're going to talk about Apple stock. They released earnings this past week, and the stock has been falling ever since. I'm just going to share with you real fast my opinion and where I believe the stock's headed in the short term. I just want to give you a quick recap of their 10K that they released. So it was the end of their fiscal period, so they released their 10K. So technically, it was their annual review, annual statement that they released this past week. They decided they're no longer going to disclose device units, total numbers. So you're just going to get the revenue number from each device. You're not going to get the actual amount of units sold. So obviously investors, they're kind of shying away from that. That's not a real strong point. The revenue might stay around the same going forward, but if they're not seeing growth in device unit sales, then they're not really reaching out to new customers. You're just getting the old customers buying the new devices. So obviously that's not a super good factor going forward with the device so much, but Apple is growing their service side of their business, so that's obviously a good factor. I believe that grew like 27% as opposed to last year, so that's up a lot. So I just wrote down some stuff here. So I wrote down Apple's current price, $201.59. That's what they closed at today on Monday, November 5th. So just a quick snapshot of where they're at. Their PE ratio is 18.26. Their stock's yielding 1.41% dividend right now, and their market cap's back below $1,958.6 billion. And like I said, actually I didn't mention yet, but they did reduce their guidance in their 10K. So if you guys don't know what guidance means, it's basically the forecast of what they're expected to earn profit-wise and revenue-wise throughout the year. So at the beginning of the year, their earnings guidance was right around 93 billion, and they reduced that back down to 89 billion. So obviously that's going to have a little bit of effect on the stock price in a negative direction also, because if you're earning less, obviously the company's not going to be worth as much. But obviously, as you can see, it's not a huge, they didn't cut their guidance by 10-20% or anything. It's just 5%. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, what I think is going to happen for Apple stock, guys, I think it's going to come back down to the 180, 190 range. Might stay around there for a bit until, they maybe get some solid numbers back out there, some better vibes going around the business. Right now, there's just a lot of investors that they don't really know what the future is going to hold, because maybe their services industry doesn't grow as good like in ongoing years. Maybe, the device units kind of die out because they're so big and so large now that it's just harder to get into new markets, especially at the price points of their new phones. So it's definitely harder to get into some markets when you're releasing, $1,000 plus iPhone. So yeah, it's definitely just going to be a little harder to grow their business, but they are still growing pretty substantially revenue wise. So obviously that business is just super stable, and they're just a good grower. That's a great business, obviously, hence the largest market cap valuation in the world. So obviously investors know that, but right now they're just a little bit timid on where the stock's going to go, just based off their last report. So yeah, basically that's what I think. I think short term, it might shudder a little more. It might go down a bit, but I think it's just going to stay relatively flat for a while, because, like I said, that's not really a whole burst of positivity. So I can't really see it rifling back up too fast. Can't see the price jumping back up to where it was over the 1.08 trillion and stuff like that. I don't see it going back up right away to that valuation. I think they're going to have to wait for a better report or something to come out about them internally as a business before they go back up over $1 trillion and just hold that steady. So that's my thoughts on the stock, guys. If you want to share your opinion in the comment section below, I'm always open to other people's opinions. Maybe you guys have more insider knowledge than I do about the stock. As you know, I just read reports, read the 10K, read the analyst reports, so that's where I grab my knowledge from. But yeah, based on my understanding where Apple's at as a company and stuff like that, that's where I believe short term the stock's going to go, and obviously long term I would expect them to still grow quite substantially. They got a good business model. They're going to figure it out. So that's my thoughts on Apple stock, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.